Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another stadium game. We're against Stacks. Yeah, so... as a solo queue player, it's very frustrating to always have to play against groups. In this case, we're against a 4-stack. The enemy tank is not part of their group. I didn't check my team this game, but we're going to skip straight into it. We've gone Chain Grasp, Medkit, Weapon Grease, and Electrolyte. That's why we've got the extra 100 overhealth right now. We hear the enemy team over there. We're just trying to Chain Grasp through the Sigma Shield. These games are quite cool, by the way. I'd certainly think they're worth a watch, otherwise I wouldn't upload them. And yes, there's 2 games. So we're going to start off in this first game. Enemy team has a Sigma, Torbjorn, Junkrat, Anna, and a Brig. It is a Hammer Torb as well. A very good one at that. On our team, we've got Ramattra, Reaper, Soldier 76, Neon Moira, and Akiriko. We've got Junkrat jumping around onto the rest of our team there. You'll notice that's Yasloom. Look, he doesn't have a good game, but I'm not going to give him like a hard time for it. He's on Junkrat. He's obviously experimenting with some builds and stuff, right? Not going to give him a hard time for it, but he doesn't enjoy this game. So Sigma is flanking around. Does look a bit isolated, but there is a Torb here. At this point, by the way, we don't know that it's a Hammer Torb. We don't know the impact, but we do quickly find out a lot about them. We've faded through to a Brig and a Rock. Okay, also our tank has left the game. That is not very ideal for us. But, you know, challenge accepted. Let's see what we can do here. So our Reaper's getting a little bit low. I'm trying to figure out, well, who is our tank going to be? So, and as I can tank quite a bit, I can get quite aggressive. Reaper obviously works out quite well for that as well. Oh, Chain Grasp over onto the Torb. Coalescence over onto the Brig. The Anna's there, misses the sleep, but does hit the Rock, and we are antied right now. Such a shame. If the Rock misses, we might be in a decent enough position. But just the extra damage and the anti meant that Cole can... Well, I mean, we got knocked out of Cole, but we wouldn't have been able to get our health back up. Our team does recapture the point, though, which is very good. Even if only briefly, we are going to fade through, try and get some time on the point. There's a chance that our player comes back, so we want to make sure we're stalling out the point as much as we can. Torbjorn does get taken down. Junkrat running. Our tank does rejoin. I already knew that. I already knew they would rejoin, and there's a 0% chance they'll leave the game again, right? Right. Sigma coming in with an ult, also with a nano boost, which is very, very scary. We are going to stand our ground, though, make sure that we're contesting the point for as long as possible. The Rock comes in. Good misdirection from the enemy Sigma. Going to give him credit for that. Our tank has left the game again. Okay, Gadget, try and get some damage across to some players. We've got a fade. Hit a wall, though. That's not the end of the world, but it could be in other situations. Disappointed with myself for that. Still trying to put damage onto the Sigma. They're on 81% now. Chain Grasping 3. He does eat the orb, but hey, look, that means he hasn't got his eat anymore. Which means other players who actually deal more damage. Dodge that Rock. Might be able to get some shots through. We've got to get a touch over onto the point. I get slept, though. Soldier had ult. Wanted me to take the lead, and you know what? I think that's the correct decision from them as well. They're not going to run forward. It's my job to get through and get that touch, but obviously nothing I can do if we've been slept. So that's round 1 over and done with. We actually have a cash lead somehow, but yeah, we will be going through onto Colosseo now. Our tank has rejoined the game. There's absolutely 0% chance they're going to leave again, right? You guys just don't know. Right, Shield Buster. Maybe. Yep, Shield Buster. Advanced Antibiotics. See, we can get one of the 4K items And then something like Frenzy Amplifier or Stratosphere Beacon. They don't really have flyers at this point. Although we're checking the builds, and Junkrat does have Hot Boom. So it could be an option. It does give us more health as well. Not going to get Icy Coolant straight away. Aftermarket Firing Pin, maybe not. Not when we've got Cross Orbal. We want Wrist Wraps. 1,500. Do we go for Frenzy Amplifier? Or do we go for Stratosphere? That's the question. Stratosphere, purely, it gives us health, right? And it's got a little bit of damagey effect. Frenzy Amplifier is great if you get some eliminations, but their team is quite hard to eliminate, so it's unlikely that we're going to get good value out of it. We could have just gone for something like Compensator or even Power Playbook, but yeah, we decided let's try and snowball it with a bit of Frenzy Amplifier. So just getting a bit of damage out onto the enemy team, making use of that Electrolytes overhealth before it just gets spammed out of us via Junkrat spam or something. See a trap on the floor, a couple of traps. Is Junkrat going for a trap build here? Not entirely sure. Use our med kit there just to make sure that we get that extra chain grasp damage. Junkrat's pushed forward, getting a little bit low, getting very low, getting the lowest. Tank's in a little bit of trouble. Make sure the Cross Orbal Orb goes towards them there. Use our gadget as well. Didn't really get much value out of it. Sigma's very low, does get eliminated. Gonna push straight forward. We see a Torb in that room. Has thrown a turret out, and we do hear a lot of noise next to us. Briggs chasing, I think. Well, Torb's at least chasing for... Not gonna give up that chase for nothing. Still, our team's making objective progress, so I don't mind getting killed there. We do have Fade and Electrolytes, so we tend to get back pretty quickly. If you actually, like, say, look at the timer here. And look how many seconds it takes us to actually join back with the team. 2 fades, Electrolytes, movement speed, and we're already back in the action. This is why I am not scared of getting eliminated. And we will push forward and try and maximize value all the time. Chain grasp up top. Can we hit anything? No. But we are still making progress, so the more pressure that we can put on them, the better. Junkrat tire, a little bit scary. I wanted to fade jump up top, but I didn't want to do that while the tire was active, because that'd be mad to use your fade there. Junkrat taken down. Healing our team from the Hammer Orb. Hammer Torb. Oh, that's one of the worst ones I've made. Yeah, healing our team from that more than trying to damage the actual Torbjorn themselves. Someone's going to make an ult account for that now, aren't they? Okay, putting some damage up top where we're reasonably safe from the Brig rally. Junkrat went for the Mega. We were trying to cut him off, but didn't need to. Torb turret is shooting us a lot, though, here. The damage does add up. Even if we're getting a bit of damage ourselves out there. Sigma very weak. Does get taken down. Torb rushing in. Does get eliminated by our Reaper. And I mean, 30 seconds left. I think we might complete this map. We might complete the round before they can actually get out here and do anything. We're going to stay on the high ground. See if we can bring some players this direction rather than to the objective. 4 meters left. Is anyone going to jump in and get a contest? Sigma does make it just about. Flat bounce the orb. That's going to come back towards the point and start hitting players. Oh, trying to keep our Ramatra alive here as well. Team's doing great. There's just this Sigma. Oh, the rock does connect, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't do too much damage at this time. It's the follow-up, which is what we're really scared of. Junkrat eliminated again. Torb turret, let's just clear that up. Coalescence, look for some heal targets. Not a bad round. 5,200 cash earned. And yeah, we do get MVP. 11,000 cash total, that is. So yeah, now we've identified them as a scary Hammer Torb. Repulsion Greaves would be very good for our team. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. But it's just, I want my team to be aware of it. Because, you know, we do have Fade and we have some ways to get away from the Torb. But right now, I feel like we've got to get 3-tap Tommy Gun. We've got to keep this damage up. Aftermarket Firing Pin looks very nice here. There is the option to go for custom stock if we want a bit more ability power. But I feel like I'm just using Grasp a lot more, considering it's going through the shields and, well, also damaging the shields at the same time. And the movement speed will help us get away from the Torb, get away from the Sigma who tries to run us down, and the Brig, actually. I mean, to answer the question in chat, I've played a lot of Torb. I have played a lot of Torb, but we're on about Moira right here. If you can't tell, guys, I'm pretty tired. That's the side effect of having a newborn. But I'm trying to do these videos for you. I hope you guys hit the like button on the video just to understand the effort I put in. Just try and put content out for you guys. So yeah, I play a lot of Moira, and I think a lot of people don't really understand the hero. I think that they see her either two ways, that people just go full DPS Moira, or it's the Lucio Moira style comp where you just kind of run behind your tank heal. And I think there's so much more depth to her. Like being an excellent duelist, how we're standing out in the open there, not behind our tank, we're taking a slight off angle because we want to get shot at. We want to take fire away from players, and that's like the fundamental, well, the fundamentals behind how I play Moira. Like Sigma tries to rock me there, right? We're in a position ready to dodge it. We don't have to focus too much of our attention on aiming, and that gives Moira a nice like hidden advantage because we can put so much more effort into dodging. Like just every little intricate detail of where they're going to fire, who they're looking at, we can pay attention to that rather than having to keep our crosshair pinpoint on the enemy, right? And so we want to use that advantage. We don't just want to be sat behind the tank constantly healing and, you know, throwing out a few orbs and occasional grasps. Like here, we want to be taking fire for them. That allows our Ramatra to just sit there and poke. Then we can fade back and get chased down by a Hammer Torb that we can't do very much about. But we have teammates. He overextends onto us. Coalescence over onto our Ramatra. He's airborne now. There's also a tire kicking around somewhere. The tire goes in. Our Ramatra actually lives. A team effort there. I mean, for me and the soldier. Although I'm sure Kiriko was also healing. Maybe she might have been dead. Either way, Junkrat jumping back towards spawn, but is not going to get out. We do a risky fade forward, but if Torb pushes forward, they'll probably get the kill over onto me. But I wouldn't fancy their chances of staying alive afterwards with our Ramatra there. And that would have been a good trade considering we're the ones making progress on the objective. We're going to stand out here. Should have gone to the high ground there, but the Torb's actually trying to chase down other players. Wow. Did he just two-shot the Reaper with the nano boost there? I mean, we're getting kind of wrecked here. They're surely just going to chase us down. Kiriko's taken out as well. Repulsion Greaves probably would have been quite useful. Done 18k damage so far. Enemy team catching up on the objective a bit. We are certainly not giving up here. The anti will have worn off by now, so we're going to throw a heal orb. But we are going to go and see if there's any isolated players on the objective. Remember I said it's an excellent duelist. You see now, Reaper had the same idea. I think the Reaper's pretty good as well. Oh, that's lucky. The dodge made him like hit the wall because we were just at that angle. I mean, obviously that's not on me, but I'm just saying the events that happened. It's not a skillful thing for me to make the Sigma hit the wall. No, it was just kind of lucky pixels. But our team making decent progress. Is anybody going to be able to get into the point? Reaper takes down the Junkrat. And the Brig. And the Ana. I didn't know that we're going to kill the Ana. I just assumed. Brig's going to ult. We can kind of stay this side because if he ults us, it's over. And if he doesn't, it's over. Okay, nice. 2-1's the score. No MVP this time. It probably went to the Reaper. But look at the Torbjorn starting to really rack up that cash. And that gets scary. It gets very, very scary as they start getting more movement speed and jet skates and also a lot more attack damage. Right. Power-wise, we've got our core. Phantasm. Look, there's a Brig that could chase us down. There's a Torb that could chase us down. You know, even Sigma can kind of run towards us. And I think, well, normally I would get Phantasm at this point because I'd want to get Cyber Venom. That gives me 2 orb powers to apply Cyber Venom, and then Chain Grasp will just do all the weapon damage. We don't need anything else to support that. But in this situation, look, I explain it in the chat. I say I should take Cyber Venom. Lazy is the wrong word, but I wanted to type quickly. I want to grasp players because I feel like it's effective grasping through the Sigma shield and also, yeah, just dealing that kind of raw damage. Their healing is quite high, at least it is on the Brig. Repulsion Greaves. I couldn't think of a damage item to really get, so I think that's probably going to be a good idea. But yeah, Brig's on like 14k heals right now. Cyber Venom would be nice. Enemy Sigma might also be on a bit of a heal bot build. Or at least, I mean, they've done a bit of healing. Maybe it's going to start scaling though, which will mean we will have to get Cyber Venom at some point. We're going to push up top, delay the orb to try and go for the Chain Grasp. Anna does Antius first. I think if she sleeps us there, we're kind of done. Torb pushing forward. I probably should have walked forward into that to make the Torb hit me to push them back with Repulsion Greaves, but we didn't. I wanted to just get onto the stairs so I could fade jump up onto the high ground. You can't fade from the floor up there, but you can from those stairs. So we can kind of do a two-part fade. Fade onto the stairs and then do the jump once we've gained some high ground. Oh, Junkrat does get taken down. We are going to get out of there though. Took a little bit of damage, and a Brig and a Torb's not the players that we want to be fighting when we haven't got our fade. Sigma Rock trying to get that damage out. Sigma getting very, very low. We're going to Coalescence, finish him off. Torb turret does also get taken down, but the Hammer Torb is going wild. Brig very, very low. Junkrat's a little bit isolated. We're trying to do what we can, and it's not my smartest decision. Yeah, we kind of fade first, think second. And once we'd faded, we knew how that was going to go. We're just hoping maybe we can get our fade back again before they come in with a hammer. Like maybe their overload's just... I mean, even without overload, we're probably dead there. Some heroes you just don't want to end up point blank after your fade. And Torb's one of them. Brig's one of them. Sigma's one of them. Junkrat's one of them. Anna's one of them. Yeah, basically, Phantasm should be used defensively for one here. No, Brig is... Yeah, Repulsion Greaves can only do so much. Good aggressive push. Managed to get 2 supports. If it's a 1-for-1 trade, it wouldn't have been too bad. Like, if we can get back towards our spawn and then we've got teammates there, then could be looking alright. But in this case, no. Enemy team taking the point. Bounce the orb, try and Chain Grasp off the shield. We have Fade. Use our gadget for a bit more Chain Grasp. I don't know who the rock hit, but if it hit anyone at all, Briggs over onto us. Should have faded from the stairs there. Looks like Jet Skates was used, but they're going for the Kiriko now, thinking they're not going to be able to catch us. Torb's here now with a hammer. Yeah, the Coalescence was out of desperation because the round's basically going to be over if we get killed there. Nice isolation Molten Core from the Torb. Anyone going to get onto the point in time? We do get there reasonably fast, but we no longer have electrolytes, which is a shame because we'd be arriving back just about now. Chain Grasp over onto the... I mean, wow, our Reaper's actually doing work. I think they got a last second touch, maybe. Torb's here. We're going to fade that Reaper. Surviving Sigma's going down for sure here. And wow, somehow Reaper, Sigma going huge. Junkrat hasn't really been a threat all game, but does get eliminated. As I said, not giving him a hard time. I played a game on Reinhardt a few days ago. You will never see that video. I think I ended up with like 1 elimination and 14 deaths or something. I had an idea in my head. I didn't go to practice range or anything. I thought, let's just do this. Maybe I'll show you guys pretty much my first experience with a charge Rhine. And then I realized I have no idea how to control charge properly. And it was just the most pointless. My team raged at me. The enemy team started getting really abusive at me for some reason. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I apologized to my team. It was It was a disaster. If I'm going to ever do that, I'm going in quick play for like a week before I go back on Ryan in ranked. At least with a charge build, because I'd need to practice. So yeah, I'm not giving him a hard time because yeah. If for example, I was in that game against these guys and I was Ryan, yeah, just no. Right. Cyber Venom, Sundering Vial. I'm not sure Sundering Vial is the best choice here. So, Salvage Slugs could be quite good considering there is it's actually more for the Brig Shield than the Sigma Shield. I feel like the more that we can get the Brig Shield down, the better. But obviously we're going to be attacking the Sigma Shield quite a lot. And that's going to effectively give us some life back. Also get the shields down a little bit quicker. Sigma has mitigated 37k damage, which is kind of nuts. But at least we've got Cyber Venom. That should really, really help with our just, yeah, trying to get the victory. Okay, round 5 underway. We're going to fire the orb early. That's where I normally fire it in ranked because it gets hits like this. We should be able to get it off cooldown again to use it very, very quickly. Damage out onto the barriers. Oh yeah, it also is going to help with the Torb turret. So Salvage Slug's probably a very good choice here, considering how many deployables they have. One barrier down. Also, we've got quite a decent amount of weapon power and stuff now that we actually do quite a lot of damage to the barriers. I mean, it's still only a Moira damage, right? But little Junkrat caught out in the sky. Sigma up top. Oh, I remember this, guys. Watch this. Rock baited with a fade. I remember that moment very well because it was like, I am going to use my fade up there. As soon as I do, I'm not even going to stand there for a second because I know that any like moderately competent Sigma's going to go, he used fade, I'm going to rock. And so the plan was always to jump up and then go straight to the low ground and hide. Sometimes it's nice when a plan. Now what's the plan for this one, Arcs? Okay, we're lucky to dodge that rock. Wasn't expecting it that time. Luckily we didn't take too much damage in the air, so we were able to fade on landing. Ooh. Nearly got killed by the Junkrat there. By the Total Mayhem. It's actually kind of cool there as well to go for the... Rather than go and heal the Ramatra, to actually go in for the Chain Grasp on the players. Because if we went for heal on the Ramatra, yeah, it might not have worked out as well. Backing off from the tire. Still looking for the tire. Okay, Soldier's also looking for it. The DPS in this game, in this team, very, very good. Let's get onto high ground away from the Brig Rally. There's nothing she can do to us while we're up here. Want to get that Cyber Venom out on the Sigma. That's definitely helping. The health starting to drop. Back up top. Where's the Anna? She did have a little cheeky shot at us, but... Oh, the orb. Chain Grasp. Okay, Anna's taken down. Brig's still around there. Torbs on us, but we can just jump onto a little bit of high ground. And he actually left the point. So we do take this game. 35,922 damage. 55k cash. It's not bad, it's not bad. But I got a second game for you guys. After this, play the game. Right, second game, same stack, apart from there's a difference. They went and got an extra player, so now it's a full 5 stack. They got a DPS player. We've got Yasloom is now on Reinhardt, which I think is his main. I'm not sure. And yeah, so they are in a full 5 stack now. Now on my team, we have a 4 stack. And me. So I'm the only player in this lobby that didn't pick their teammates. Now this is why there's loads of people who go, you play solo queue, but you know, where's the disadvantage? You know, in this game, you're a decent enough player and you're in a stack effectively now, right? That, you know, you're with a 4 stack and what's the difference? They could have invited you, but the difference is that, yeah, in a game like this, which I feel is pretty evenly matched, I got lucky. But I can only ever get, you know, equal or, well, nearly equal if it's a 5-stack. I can only ever really get equal or be at a disadvantage. Whereas when you're in a 5-stack, you're always having an advantage or, worst case scenario, equal. And that's where I've got the big problem with stacks. Oh, do you see the Freya prediction there? We faded to the Mega. They must have just seen us or predicted it from all the way from up top. It's normally the sign of a good player when, yeah, they go for that little prediction, shooting at the Mega as we were going there. I'd have been furious if they got the kill before I took the Mega, because it would have been like, wow. Okay, the Freya's certainly putting some pressure over onto our team. Try and get this chain grasp over onto them. We're going to fade after we've taken a number of bolt hits. Not going to fade on the first bolt, not in round 1 anyway. Got a little, well, quite a big hit from the Torb there, so we had to play a bit passively. Chain grasp doesn't go through Rhine shield. Sigma it does because it's like a deployable, but through Rhine it doesn't actually penetrate through the barrier. Doesn't matter, we still went for chain grasp. We still went for the same build. I also forgot to say, although you guys probably know it by now, we've got a Sigma, Reaper, Mei, Brig, and me on Moira, and obviously we're against the same team, except instead of the Sigma they've got a Rhine, and instead of the Junkrat they've got a Freya. Torb there in a little bit of trouble. Still going for a Hammer Torb build, by the way, in this game. And I tell you what, the team that I've got, yeah, they're good. This stack's very good. I mean, the Mei's one of the best that I've seen. Like, there are quite a few good Meis out there, but it's the walls. Some of these walls are insane that the Mei does, and so, you know, mad respect for that. It's not all just about getting that snowball power and just deleting players. Oh, Sigma very, very low. Oh yeah, we have a Sigma. Obviously this game not a Ramatra. Sigma versus Rhine can be a bit brutal, but Sigma does have options to fly. Then again, so does Rhine. Oh no, took a little bit too much damage. We had fade, but I didn't really want to just fade straight onto the point because Rhine goes for that charge and we just get swung on. Still, we're up to 85%. Sigma shattered and then deleted by the Freya and Brig. And yeah, our Brig's also in a little bit of trouble. 92%. It's enemy team's time to make some progress. We've got our fade, so we can push a bit forward. Or we take a big hit, though. We saw a gun. I didn't see it at the time in the game, though, but I just saw it then. No, mate. There's... Okay, Sleep Dart came in. The Ana's still hanging around there, and I want to kind of put pressure on them. Even just that, right? It's kind of like flush the Ana out, just in case they go for some sort of sleep play over onto any of our flankers. Took quite a bit of damage there. The Brig's on us as well. We're done. Ryan pushes us away. Can we survive, though? 1 second off of our fade. We would have jumped up to the high ground near their spawn, grabbed the Mega. Probably still got eliminated, but it would have taken them longer. Okay, we do cap the point. 95%. Ryan taken down. Who's still there? Our team getting a little bit low health. Freya's taken down, though. The Torb eliminated. And we do manage to take round 1. I definitely was not the carry. You know, I'm not saying we're always the carry, right? But I do my bit in this game. I mean, our cash is pretty low, like compared to everybody else's. And I think that might bite us a bit later on. Spoiler alert. Right. Let's go for the same build. Almost the same build. So, still go for cross orbal, because, yeah, I'm trying to make this work. Shield Buster makes sense. You know, there's a Brig, there's a Torb, Ryan has armor. Yeah, Weapon Grease as well. We've got an option to get a 1.5k item. Do we want to get Frenzy Amplifier? Stratosphere could be good, though, a bit better. Like, unlike the choice that we had before in the previous game with Stratosphere versus Frenzy Amplifier here, there is a flyer. So, obviously, there's Freya. That little bit of damage in the slowdown could certainly help, especially when our team consists of Reaper and a Mei. The flyers could get a little bit overwhelming. or just occupy our team for too long. So if we can do anything to help anybody eliminate them, including us, you know, obviously we've got chain grasp and a pretty accurate grasp, then yeah, it's probably going to be a good thing. So going into round 2, cash is pretty much even. We're going to push up top. Torb is on a hammer build. Okay, a lot of players there. Try and tank some damage and then make sure we fade all the way around the corner just in case the Rhine tries to push us like that. Did stop when he saw how many of our team was still there. Not going to pin us here. Does manage to find the Brig though. Torb hammers on us. Sigma, I think, hit the Torb with a rock, which basically saved our life. And he's trying to do some work. We jump up top, see the Ana. Freya getting a little bit low, but does have Brig packs. Rhine's there. Thought the Rhine was taken care of, but okay. Getting very, very low though. That orb should bounce somewhere around into the point. Does get a bit more healing. Can we put some damage out over onto the Brig? Gotta watch out for the Rhine and the Freya shoot from Choke. Cannot really help the Sigma here, but can we eliminate the Rhine? No, we can't. We've used our gadget a little bit prematurely. Should have also jumped to the high ground just in case the Torb chased us, but is going for the Brig here. Rhine pins him. Even healing wasn't going to save that one. Jump on the high ground. You can't get me up here. Flat bounce an orb. Okay, it turns out he can get me up here, so we're going to just fade away. Coalescence, movement speed, and healing allows us to just run away, and because it's a long ult, we can still come back in and get some value with it. Still got a few seconds. Do some damage over onto the Rhine. Fire an orb there. Sigma chasing that Rhine is going to get eliminated for sure, unless there was a hero pin available. Don't think the cooldown was quite up though. We are going to take this midpoint. Long, interesting fight, that one. Anna's been sneaky. Oof. Fired a sleep dart there. Missed it though. Lucky for me. It's interesting that the Anna's proper airborne as well. Repo. Yeah, we always hug nearby to the walls, but Freya ult comes in as well. Torb hammer build. Does do the smart decision to run away. The Mei wall blocked us a little bit. Might hinder our escape. Here's a fun trick for you. Jump when the Rhine swings because it knocks you further away. And that allows you to get at least some distance. We don't opt to go all the way back round to our spawn. Because, well, yeah, it's this spawn that we're still on. So join back in the fight as soon as possible. Enemy team look like they are going to get their point. So it's all to play for on the mid fight. Cheeky bit of healing over onto the Mei. Rhine is pushing in though. Okay, nice Brig with a counter stun. At least the Rhine took quite a bit of damage, but so did our Sigma. Defending the players at the choke. Brig is pushing us. Coalescence, we've got just enough distance from the Brig. Freya's attacking us though. Can we put some damage over onto her? Torb's there with Nano. Brig's in a bit of trouble. The Shatter doesn't hit either of us. Goes just basically between us here. We're attacking while we're this side of the Rhine shield. Rhine does get taken down, but the Torb hammer's coming in. Cross Orbal. We've got a lot of damage coming out here. Fade through to the point there. Oh, there's a turret as well. Freya's pushed us though, where we can stay out of LOS of the turret, at least for now. Probably should have gone to finish off the Freya here, but the turret would just be so annoying. Where are they getting the health from? Or pushing through. They're full health again. Briggs healing's insane still. Managed to fade the ult. Quick cheeky wrap around to the high ground again. Rhine learned earlier they can swing on us there though. And I didn't really feel comfortable dropping down to the point. Just hoping we could jump down and get fade. But we needed a little bit longer up there. Enemy team 3/4 of the point capped. We've just got our Reaper here. Reaper uses ult, but it's not gonna do anything really here. It looks like enemy team is going to take the second round. Score 1-1. We do earn a bit more cash. No MVP, but that cash is much needed. We're at 22,332 cash after these 2 rounds. Does allow us to buy some pretty nice items, but let's see what we build.
The teams are gearing up. Every choice is crucial.
Stratosphere sold for now. 3-tap Tommy Gun or Cyber Venom. I think because I saw how much healing that Brig did over onto the Freya, I thought let's get 3-tap Tommy Gun. Let's get Cyber Venom for now. Because in the last game we took 3-tap Tommy Gun around this time. And it worked really, really well. But now we want to try getting Cyber Venom a little bit earlier. I feel like it can make the Brig and the Ana a lot poorer, even if it means that we're not doing as much damage. And then the other major factor into choosing Cyber Venom here is that our Reaper and Mei are doing a really good job. We also have Sigma putting out quite a decent amount of damage as well. So our damage isn't needed as much in this game. So it's a bit of an adaptation there. Like, we're not playing to be the kind of DPS carry. In this, look, the Mei's done significantly more damage than we have. We've done a little bit more than the Reaper, but that's not going to change so much by getting Cyber Venom or 3-tap Tommy Gun. So let's just apply the debuffs to them, and, you know, they can now snowball their damage. Okay. Ryan pushing us. Sigma actually was going for the Sigma. Drop your ego arcs. It's not all about you. I went for the Sigma there. Let's see if we can get this Ana down. Yeah, does try to run. Reaper took a bit of damage, but is able to get out. It's actually really difficult for the enemy team to kill anyone on our team. Like, obviously, Brig's very tricky to kill. Reaper and Mei both have things, you know, to get away. We've got our Fade as well. Sigma with the barriers. So, getting eliminations for the enemy team isn't that easy. However, we really don't have that much healing. At least, not from me. And to be honest, I don't think our Brig's putting out too much healing either. So, ooh, Ryan. We use the gadget like it's a Sigma, but there's no point in using the gadget there unless there was Chain Grasp available. Don't really want to push the Ana, but I think I heard her use Sleep Dart earlier. So, yeah, because we don't really want to get slept. Jump all the way back in case she rally pushes us. Enemy team making good progress on the objective. We've got to stop that somehow. Torb going in for the ult. Oh. Okay, awkward Fade. The Ana's getting very, very low. Taken down, trying to run under the same stairs. Cyber Venom should be applied over onto the Rhine. They do manage to take the Mega though. Gonna fade the pin. They go for us. I think he's got Shatter, so we're just hugging the wall. But yeah, I'm not pushing out. That's where you gotta treat it. Get ready for the instant reaction, sidestep behind the wall. You know, especially with Coalescence. Like, maybe if you've got Fade available, you could actually get the Shatter out of them. But in that case, I'd rather, yeah, not get the Fade and just hope they use it kind of predictably. Great freeze from the Mei. Ryan taken down. Briggs there, still scary. Gotta show some respect to him. Certainly not going to chase him into that room. Freya's on us, dealing quite a bit of damage. Ryan was going to go for the Sigma, but saw the death, so opted to push us. Reaper does take down the Ana. Ryan's chasing them, means we're going to make a bit more objective progress. Freya is there contesting. Briggs also on us, I think. Going to jump all the way back round to choke. Ah, he was out of my POV. I didn't see him fly over the wall. That's fine, though. We are in the lead. Nearly going into overtime here. Pretty sure we do have electrolytes. Yeah, we do. So we should be able to get back quite quickly. We might as well rotate around to where they've got to get it to. Oh, Ryan pushing in. Not sure if he's got Shatter yet this time. I mean, we don't yet have our Coalescence, so I would think they might not quite have it. Oh, Sigma ult comes in. Ana, what are you doing here? I mean, it's good. It's occupying a load of my time, but just surprising. Come on, we've got it. No, the overhealth, the jump as well. It's not enough, though. Okay. 2-1 the score. 2k cash lead. It's going well so far. Mei earning some money. Cyber Venom, though, it does feel like, while we may have won the round easier, it feels like it does make me quite broke. We really don't have much damage. Okay, 3-tap Tommy Gun. We were certainly missing it. Get that damage over time. Earn that cash. Phantasm again makes sense. You know, there is a Rhine. There's still a Brig. There's still a Torb. Does make sense to do that. But we're just looking at the other options. Necrotic Orb would be good, but I can't use that right now because the reload button on my keyboard is a fidget button on Moira. I just spam it randomly. And yeah, until I change the key binding, I'm not going to be using it. That's just a personal limitation. I think the ability is very good in Stadium, especially if you can time your decisions with it very well.
Only 20 seconds remain before the action begins.
Sigma's on the heal build, I think, or at least a kind of hybrid of it. Ryan, looking to see if the Ryan is on a flying build or not. It doesn't look like that's the flying power.
3, 2,
Torb is getting a bit stacked though, so this could be a little bit scary. We opt to push up top just because, well, we can fire orbs, chain grasp, and then fade away. We did see a player there, is the Torb. Got to be careful with this though, we have been antied, so we've got to fade all the way back. Don't stop running, just in case we are getting pushed. Torb though opting to shoot down onto our team instead. Okay, Ryan's here. We can just jump up onto some high ground. It's no problem. Brig getting very low. Got to get some healing. Grasp healing's enough. Oh, bad time to jump down, but lucky the pin didn't get us. The pin, however, they managed to get Sigma, but now we've got an orb in there. Cyber Venom. Brig taken down. Anna's joining from an awkward angle. We do somehow kill her. No idea how, because Ryan's shield was up, but something somehow slipped through. So now we push the Freya with the 3-tap Tommy gun stacks. There's also a Torb here. More 3-tap Tommy gun stacks. And you can tell the difference in attack damage that 3-tap makes to us here. Anna's pushing top. Okay, Sleep didn't directly hit, but the nade from it did. Okay, Ryan is pushing us. We've got our fade though, so we can just keep on running back. I mean, are they going to push us here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, straight away after the charge, the Sigma ult comes in. I think also the Mei ult, which is a bit insane just for the Ryan. Can we get them? No, we can't. Torb cleaning up as well. The turret gets me, and they've already got 2 with a hammer. Okay. Hammer Torb going huge. Sigma's in too much trouble. Never going to survive here. Oh, does manage to take down the Torb, though. That's kind of big. No mercies on the field. I know some of you low ranks are a bit envious of that. Or jealous, but either or. Yeah, we don't have mercy. Waiting for Shatter. Why else would a Ryan stand there? Doesn't seem to connect with anybody. There's a lot of players on this team who can just kind of get out of that. Coalescence is applying that Cyber Venom. Anna, an unfortunate victim, but the Brig does pressure us, punish us for being that close. Enemy team getting a lot of distance. Hammer Torb's going big again. May just about surviving. Reaper ult comes in. Doesn't seem to do too much. Surely put him in a bit of trouble here. Gonna fire an orb, expecting that the wall drops, but I don't think it got through to heal anyone anyway. Going over to the Mei because we know she took the Mega. Can we put damage over onto the Freya? 3-tap will help us a lot there. Freya taken down. Sigma in a lot of trouble. Mei ult comes in though. Is it going to freeze the Ryan? It does, just about in time. Cyber Venom also applied, but the Ryan lives. And a nade comes in, amplifying that healing if the Brig's there as well. Look how many players are attacking them. But anything that amplifies Brig's healing is just kind of busted. Hammer Torb's back. We get antied by the Anna with the sleep anti. I think maybe the regular one. Enemy team though, going to be pushing it. We get the spawn. In fact, we've got 4 players alive right now. Reaper is there. I don't feel like they need to go for this like right away. We've got a bit of time. We do go for it, however. Yeah, we're done. We pulled 2 players away from the objective, but it's not going to be enough. No MVP yet again. Sigma gets the honor that time, and Torb still crushing it cash-wise. I mean, they're like 13k cash ahead of us. And normally on Moira, I do earn quite a bit. But I think that Cyber Venom kind of dropped the snowball a bit. Okay, time to get rid of electrolytes. Liquid nitrogen. It's got to be quite a good choice against so many characters that need to be able to get close to you and start whacking you. I mean, it's got to be good against Ryan, Torb, and Brig. Probably help a little bit against Freya and Anna if she gets a little bit flanky. So yeah, we're going to opt for that one. It's kind of interesting how the Torb went for the hammer throw like option. I mean, I get they're on a hammer build, but is it really that good as part of... I mean, I sort of had a play around with that in the practice range, thinking, imagine the hammer build where you can also throw your hammer. But, you know, maybe only as a finisher, and most of the time you're on top of them anyway. Like, you've just gap closed them with a jet skates, and you've got a lot of movement speed. So maybe if somebody does a long range dash away and you throw one, but I'm not sure it's the right one. I did also try another Tor build, which is kind of funny, involving that heel hammer build. But there's a little bit of tech to it, so I'm gonna see if I can make that into a video at some point for you guys, because I think it's a little bit unique, like a different way to play Torb. And it was moderately effective when I did it, but I want to make sure that it's like good and not just mega troll. Either way, round 5, Torbjorn's running, does get a mega. Reaper's just sat there in Wraith. Can literally the entire overload duration. Yeah, not going to get eliminated. Oh, we're trying to push the Freya here, but lost sight of her. Guess we didn't connect that liquid nitrogen onto her. Got one over onto the Rhine though. Okay, Brig in a bit of trouble. Orb goes through. Can we get the Freya as well? Ooh, it's close. Oh, it was so close. Hey, 3-tap Tommy gun. The damage over time that lasts 5 seconds was just enough to get us the elimination. Okay, Freya is back, however. Rhine there, we want to make sure we're getting those 3-tap stacks. Over onto the Rhine and the optional chain glass with him as well. Torb's on us, going to jet skates. We use coalescence to get some distance. I think liquid nitrogen really helped there. Like, the Torb felt a lot slower unless they, you know, jet skates into the wall or something. Freya is close. Anna getting low. Does get hit by a rock. Anna taken down along with the Brig. There's a Torb turret somewhere around here. Our Reaper actually managed to take it out for us. Rhine dashing forward. Oh, Freya kind of crushing our Brig there. We're in a bit of trouble. Yeah, barrier does knock us back though rather than pin us, and Rhine with a slight overextend. Molten Core means that we're going to struggle to push that choke. There's a Brig on the point, however we took too many Freya bolts. Reaper saving the tank there from the Hammer Torb. We do get taken down by the Freya enemy team. I mean, they've got some point presence. Brig uses rally. There's still a Freya around. Anyone going to get caught? Shatter comes in. The maid does ice block though. Not sure if the Rhine did get anybody in our team. Look like they're doing it.
The score is 3-2.
Actually done a pretty decent-ish amount of healing.
This round.
More than I would have thought anyway. But yeah, only 8,600 cash.
Coming up next, the teams are facing off in clash.
Right, I've got an idea. So when it comes to the Brig trying to, you know, gap close us, the Rhine's trying to chase us down, the Torb's trying to chase us down. I mean, I don't really want to get Ethereal Excision here because it can apply Cyber Venom to my own team, and I don't want that. As mentioned before, I don't really use Necrotic Orb. I feel like, I mean, I could Void Hoppers or something, but I'm going to go for my anti-sustain build. Of course, the problem is they've increased the cost of basically everything. Vanadium's more expensive, Hard Light Accelerator's more expensive, and earlier on, we didn't make much money. Now right here, I'm in a little bit of panic mode because I can't really remember the items that I did have. But I still want the cooldown reduction. So I've bought all of those, like Vanadium, Hard Light, and Iridescent Iris. I know I need Cyber Venom, but now what am I going to do with this? Frenzy Amplifier and Stratosphere, and then a Power, Precarious Potency. And what item have I missed out from this that is kind of busted at the moment? Yeah, I forgot 3-tap Tommy Gun. So now, even though once we've got our ultimate, we're going to have a load of cooldown reduction, our damage is going to be kind of terrible. Not just because of 3-tap, but because we haven't got the other items. We also don't have, like, you know, Super Flexor, Phantasmic Flux, which, you know, that's a big boost in stats and also survivability. Of course, I probably wouldn't bother with Super Flexor or Phantasmic Flux, one of them. I mean, now I'd get, you know, 3-tap Tommy Gun. So even though we do have the cooldown reduction, the question is, can we even make use of it? Like, is it going to do anything against this team, really? So we're trying to actively use our cooldowns as fast as we can. Want to drop off Phantasm Orb next to the Mei, but she keeps moving slightly away. Sigma might be off the map. Yeah, it does get taken off of the map, and the Rhine lives as well. Shatter gets us. I thought we were behind the pillar. I guess he was more on the edge than I thought. Getting quite a few kills here. And it does manage to nade our mate. Fire a heal orb there, try and get some healing through. We also don't have liquid nitrogen, which, you know, I felt like was pretty good against their team. Phantasm Orb dropped off, isolating the Rhine a little bit more. Sigma is anti. We're going to use Coalescence even with Vanadium. I only remembered that after I pressed the Q button. That's going to make our build even worse for even longer. But maybe the Coalescence did do a little bit. Yeah, now we've got less cooldown reduction, just less stats, and we really need those Vanadium stats considering, you know, we sold, well, pretty much everything. We sold Weapon Jammer. Well, we haven't got Weapon Jammer either. So yeah, we lost out on a lot of damage for this just to have the cooldown reduction. But I mean, I'd say we're surviving pretty well. However, enemy team all over this midpoint. We're just capping our back point now. Again, want to make use of the cooldown, so I want to make sure that I go in, drop the orb off, make sure the debuffs are applied, back out again we go. Nearly got Fade back up. We heard Freya jump up top, but it wasn't the window, it was just on top of the pillar. Another orb. The antis are big here though. Void Hoppers probably would have been a better choice than just the rushed Precarious Potency pick. But I mean, it doesn't quite work the same, and it's a bit unlucky to try and... I mean, it's a bit tricky to try and fade through the players and actually, you know, cleanse anything off of them that way. Now, use it more for your own overhealth. Still be useful. Like, could have definitely faded through the Brig and the Torb there. Be up top with some extra overhealth to try and survive against this Freya. Bounce the heal orb. Can we take her down? Our damage is low though. Freya just about escaping. We have to fade again. Again, the cooldowns are just there, but not that fast. We need 2-second cooldowns if we're going to survive that one. Our team getting back in towards the point. There's just a Ryan. If we win this point though, we're going to win the entire game. No Electrolytes team look like they're doing well. 4 players, the stack on the point as we're coming back just to arrive on time. Fire a damage orb. Freya's not going to be able to get there in time. We do take the victory. 30,000 damage, 59,000 cash. We most certainly were not the carry in this game. But look, we got a bit lucky with our teammates. What can I say? And I think I had moments as well. But GG, well played. To both teams, it was actually a very close game. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Hope you hit the like button. Subscribed as we watch this Brig vs Brig. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. GG.